Good evening and welcome to United Real Therapy people. Big up to every one of you, love and light. Um, Bit of a strange one for Manchester United fans today. We've just won a game, but there are bigger and more important issues in the game from the get-go. We're going to pay tribute to an icon, not a legend, an icon. There are legends, then there are icons, and hopefully one of the most iconic footballers at our football club. We're going to pay tribute to Bobby Charlton, absolute icon, not a legend, icon. He's got iconic status. That's who he is. But Bombay, I hope you're well. Big up to everybody. Love and light. You all love. Big up to Eric Cantona, one of my favorite, one of my icons of this football club as well. Eric
Same.
Cantona. But we're going to pay a lot of tribute to Bobby Charlton. We're going to talk about little stories about the kind of player that he was, who he was. I never saw him play live, but I've seen a lot of footage. I watched a lot of documentaries. So we're going to get into that. From everything that I learned, the little insights that I got about what kind of a person that he was, what kind of a footballer he was. We're going to go into that. But big up Natalie, first off. Yeah, it is what it is. The PR for Maguire is surreal here in the US. 2 interviews with him televised. Yo, it is what it is, isn't it? Like, listen, let him have his sunshine. To be fair, it took a bit of a stick. I think the media's making a lot more out of it. But Bombaye, first of all, may he rest in eternal peace. May he rest in eternal peace. Bobby Charlton, probably one of the most iconic footballers of his generation. I think he won the Ballon d'Or twice, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I might be wrong, but he was absolutely sensational. Who he was, it is what it is. But let's get into it, bro. Manchester United have won a game. You can be
Uh,
happy about that.
yeah,
it
well,
was like it was like the pulling teeth, like at a dentist chair, innit?
swear, bro. I mean, first of all, big up Therapy Army, One Love. Bobby Charlton, as you say, bro, an iconic player, epitomizes everything that made me fall in love with Manchester United. It was the history that made me fall in love with United. How we're like the Phoenix, man. We rise from the ashes, and he played a major part in that. You know what I mean? The man was living his dream in paradise, he described it, playing with those friends of his. And in one foul swoop, he lost them. And it was on him to bring this club back to greatness again, man. So, Sir Bobby Charlton, he deserves to be called Sir. I love him, you know what I mean? And may he rest in peace. So, moving on for the game, man, I'm just glad we won it today at least. For Sir Bobby, at least we could do, but God Almighty, was that hard work, bro. Like you said, I was thinking about what you said yesterday. It's going to be a rough, dirty, difficult game. And it was, man. The first half, I'm not joking. I was in pain watching us. It was so bad. Just no ideas, long balls. And I'm starting to notice a pattern now, guys. I'm noticing teams are okay, decent shape off the ball. They just swat us like a fly when our defense tries to go into the midfield. We can't turn and play, and we end up going long. Um, Second half was a bit better, but on the whole, only God knows how we've got out of there with that 3 points. Took a Delo worldie and a bit of help from the keeper to get us out of this. So that was my take on it. 6 points off the top of the league. When I saw that table, I felt a little bit better, I have to say. 15 points, 21 of the leaders. So things don't seem quite as ridiculously bad. But man, the football is killing me, man. It's really killing me, and I don't know what people think in the comments, how the therapy army's seeing it, but that's hard work, man. That's hard work watching that sometimes. I'm not joking. Mhm. All right. Since I'm doing this on my own, guys, I'm taking requests. Anybody would like a certain song? I'm here. Got Bon Jovi, got Barry White. I was going to start taking requests for songs,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, man.
Oh, mate, my laptop is gone, people. My laptop is gone. Internet is gone. Mad. That's why it took me a long time to go live. But big up, Mumbai. Yeah. Give me. Did you talk about the game already? Yeah, you talked about a bit of the game.
Well, I'm not sure if the viewers are hearing me. Somebody let us know in the comments. Let's have a look at the comments quick time. Yeah,
Now
yeah,
they can hear you. Yeah, they can hear
they
you.
can, they can. So yeah, bro, I just said, man, the only thing I can take from that game is the 3 points. It was a really difficult game. If they had a little bit more quality, we maybe don't get out of there with not with 3 points, maybe not even with one. Um, it was just dreadful to watch first half, bro. I really
Yeah.
suffered today. I really suffered, honestly. Um, and and it's ironic. I was talking about Bruno and that he was really poor today. First half, he killed me, man. He gave away everything. It's like it's like he heard what I said and he wanted to prove me wrong, and he did. He proved everybody on here right apart from me. So, hands up on that one. Um, and Dino, do you know what I'm noticing? Again, let me just since you missed it. I watch other games. I watched Brighton, for example, a little bit against City. City are really good shape off the ball. A lot of teams have a decent shape off the ball, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But Brighton are able to play through the lines, turn, and they're away. We just can't seem to play from defence into midfield, turn, play. We're resorting a lot to long balls in the end. And it's killing me, man. It's killing me watching this football. It's not good. And today we don't really deserve 3 points for me. I thought Onana did all right today. I can't blame him for anything. He did okay. I thought Maguire had an all right game, and not a great game. A good game. He using his head. He cleared everything with his head. Still a little bit dodgy on the ground. But all in all, bro, I'm just glad we got a result. Today, given it's a sad day, it was good to win it. So your thoughts, man? I don't know what you thought of that.
Yeah, what I thought of that, it was like I said, it was like watching paint dry, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Killed
It
me,
was
man.
like watching paint dry.
Swear down.
Genuinely, it was like watching paint dry. Manchester United being reduced to what we saw. It's really sad. It's pathetic. It's unfortunate, but at the moment, it is what it is. Honestly, it is what it is. It's like, to me, the big thing was the 3 points this season. Every time we've won a game, we've not followed it up with another win, and we were playing against the bottom of the league, the team that has not got any win this season, and we made a hard work of it. I did say it was going to be tight, and if it wasn't a Diego Dalot wonder strike, then I don't know where we'd be tonight. I think we'd be drawing. But let me just get this Bobby. Sajinda on tribute to Bobby. He said, Bobby optimized every United player should be on and off the pitch, on and off the field. Only truly appreciate someone when they're gone. He had the tributes from all over the world and every minute silence impeccably observed. Yeah, man. Big up. Absolutely big up. Love and light, people. Love and light. In terms of the games, I mean, I see Bruno. We play through Bruno mainly, and he's on horrendous, absolutely horrendous form. Let me just get his stats. I think big up Khalid from Lassi, by the way. He posted it. He posted his Bruno stats, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm trying to find them.
Here, I've got it. I've got it here, bro. Look, so
Here it is. Yeah, here it is. It says Bruno Fernandes. That's for Sheffield United. 88 touches, 45 passes completed, 5 ground duels won, 5 key passes, 3 clearances, 2 dribbles complete, 1 shot of the woodwork, 1 assist. Who did he assist?
must have been the first goal because it was Lindelof that gave it to Dalot for the second.
Who scored the first goal? Oh yeah, I won't call that assist. He threw come on, was that an assist? Like, he
Look,
just clipped the ball into empty space, and McTominay did amazing. I mean, McTominay was a ghost. Let's be honest here. McTominay was a ghost throughout the game. I think
didn't really
listen,
reckon it.
McTominay had 9. He had 9 passes in the game.
Do you know? Look, you know them stats
Rashford
there.
had 44. Rashford wasn't that great, but actually today I actually saw Rashford crossing the ball. He literally that gave us different variations other than him just he's shooting all the time. I
I
actually
agree.
think I'm gonna big up Rashford today. I thought Rashford played well. He played like
Yeah,
a winger today. He stayed
yeah,
out
man.
wide. He got the ball, cut it back a couple of times. If if it was a couple of more inches, he would have scored today, Hoyland. So yeah, but Bruno, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been saying it. He's thinking the place out, bro. He's thinking the place out. He is. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Ericsson came on and looked way better than him, way calmer on the ball, looked more assured. We had a bit more control of the game. Did you not think?
Bro, somewhat words going on today because I agree with absolutely everything you just said. Everything. From McTominay being
Say
a
it
big
louder for
ghost.
the people that can't hear. Say it louder for the people that can't hear. I want you to go through the points. I'm gonna go and get a charger from my phone. I want you to go through the points, point by point. And I need the audience to hear everything you said louder. Go through it. Scott McTominay, Ericsson, Bruno. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Scott McTominay, people in the comments, do you agree with Dino? Do you agree that I agree with Dino? I know it's weird this world, isn't it? It's definitely something wrong here. Scott McTominay was a bit of a ghost. He got stuck in for the first little bit of the first half. That was about it. You all know that I think Bruno. I think a lot of Bruno, but today it was poor. Um, and Ericsson, when he came on, he really did look. Um, he looked bright, man. He does give us something, and we do need somebody in that ilk, I think, to really help us out. There's some comments here where why did we buy Onana? Because we bought him to play out from the back. But what happens? What I'm seeing anyway is Onana gives it to the defenders, Maguire. Across that back line, side to side, side to side. Then we whack a long ball. We switch a long ball. We're trying to isolate Anthony, trying to isolate Rashford. And today, there wasn't a lot of help for either of those guys, especially Rashford's side with Lindelof. Sometimes they were doubling up on him, so he cut back a lot. But when he did get the ball, I thought he did a lot of good things. So to me, I totally agree with Mr. Structure today on everything, and we really need, man. You know what? A friend of mine made a good point. He said, "Look, man, I'm not telling you Eric Ten Hag is the answer. I'm not telling you that I'm happy. I'm not telling you any of that. But what I am going to say to you is, I watched his Ajax side. The heartbeat of his Ajax side was a guy called Frankie de Jong, a creative guy from a sixth position that can take the ball, turn and we're away, get us playing. We just don't have that ability.
Mhm.
I see. I was just saying, bro, while you were off, there was in the comments somebody said, "Why did we bought Onana to play out from the back?" So you tell me if this is what you see as well. Maybe it was a one-off, but I've seen it in a few games this year. Onana gets the ball, he goes short. Centre backs are just playing it side to side. Sometimes the fullbacks get it side to side. Eventually, we realize we're so shit we can't get the ball into feet into the middle of the park to turn, start playing. Here comes a nice big fat switch for you. Bash it to Rashford, bash it to Anthony, bash it long. Maybe it works out. Rashford runs onto it, or he gets it, he controls it. Now we can bring a few people in, but there's no playing through teams. So I don't get at a certain point. It's a little bit of a contradiction in terms of what I'm seeing and what we bought this goalkeeper to allegedly do because I don't see us really doing it. I don't know
Mm.
what you think. I just feel we break down in defence and we can't link the defence to get into the midfield. And I was just saying earlier, I watched a bit of Brighton City. City are great off the ball. It's not easy to play between them. And they didn't press today. They had like a mid block sort of thing and they were just blocking space, blocking space. Brighton moved that ball, man. Players are moving. They play through City, get into the midfield, 1-2 passes, we're away. Game's opened up. We never seem to be able to do anything like that. Why? What's
You know,
going on?
you just said the game opens up. They're away. We don't do anything away. We just go pom pom and then hit the long ball. But big up
Yeah,
to Nihon. Nihon has says the only the long balls incoming from the manager instructed. We bought Unana for no reason. We don't play out from the back. The fan base says because injuries, no matter what injuries, system. Big up to him. Big up to him. I'll big up to everybody in the chat. Obviously, I'm on the phone and I can't get all your chat. Honestly, we don't. What does Anthony do? We possibly US player. Oh God, I can't laugh, guys. Honestly, I can't laugh because it's about laughing about that game.
What do you
It's
think
you
of
have to
Anthony
laugh.
today, man? You have to laugh, bro. Honestly, I was watching this and I just said,
Listen, I
I'm
watched it with Sheila. I watched it with Sheila, right? Sheila's a
okay.
diehard Everton fan, and she was
Yeah.
laughing, taking the absolute mix. She said, I said to her, she said, that's probably one of the worst football games I've ever watched in my life.
So I swear to God, I was saying, I said, go to our group, check the comments. I said to the boys the exact same thing. I said, why are we putting ourselves through this? But at a certain point today, and you know, I've been like, let's stay with Eric Ten Hag, give him a chance. Okay, some injuries. You're at bottom of the league. They've got like 5 first teamers out.
Hmm.
You know,
Yes.
that's that.
Andrew, I asked the same question on Twitter. I asked the same question on Twitter. Uh, we would be playing more head ball to each other than actually putting the ball on the floor to each other. Yeah, yeah. Listen, let's talk about the people that played well today. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. Sheffield United did not play their football today. They made the game a physical. They literally, you see it. Usually try to play it back. They've got lots of injuries as well. By the way, they've got
Yeah.
lots of injuries, and they had more injuries in the game today as well. So they're literally going through it. So they didn't want to play it from the back. So every time the goalkeeper was taking the long kicks, but what they did, they said we're going to, especially in the first half, we're going to physically bully Manchester United
Mm.
in terms of that one-on-ones. We're going to bully them. That's what we're going to do. We're going to bully Manchester United in terms of the one-on-ones and in terms of the duels, like the 50-50s. And they did. They physically outfought us. They looked stronger. They looked brighter. They ran a lot. And actually, our goal came. The first goal comes against the run of play. Let's be right here.
Completely,
It
completely.
really does. It came against a run of play. Um, so at the end of the day, the first half was horrendous. I thought we played better in the second half. I do
Me
think
too.
that. I think we played a lot better in the second half, and I thought we hemmed them in, try to look for the winner. But if we didn't get it from Diego Dalot's wonderful strike, I don't know where the winner was coming from. But let's have a look at it. So at the back today, we had it's very difficult actually to play the ball out when you've got a centre half as left back. You got Diego Dalot, you got Maguire and Evans. I thought they both did all right, and I actually think this was the perfect game for
Harry.
for Harry Maguire because they kept launching the ball in the air. They kept playing that 50-50s and second balls, and I thought it was his type of game because they didn't try to play a lot of football around him. They didn't maneuver because both of them are really slow. Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans. They didn't. I thought he started off really shaky, Harry Maguire, giving away free kicks,
Yes.
giving away, and you know what I mean. He started off really shaky. I thought he then grew into the game, so he's been getting a lot of sticks. So we've got to give it him. Obviously, the PR stuff, the media's overloading it. I think Diego Dalot played well, and I personally think he was man of the match today. But Maguire was probably our second best player in the game, so I don't mind that he gets it. I don't mind that he gets it, but they're gonna overhype this. The problem what you have is Manchester United last season played well. Maguire was dropped large parts of the season because Manchester United were playing to a level. Now Manchester United have come down to Harry Maguire's level. Now Harry Maguire looks a lot better than Manchester United. I
Oh,
can't laugh. I can't laugh, man. I can't laugh. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but honestly, that's what it looked like to me. And McTominay was a ghost today. Bruno was a shambles. So when you've got Bruno, two of the players who play in midfield who are both horrendous, how do you expect to construct? How do you supposed to construct things and play things up? How do you supposed to do that? By the way, there's nearly 150 of you watching. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We're just going through the game. We will be going through the game in terms of like the players that played, and afterwards we're going to pay a tribute to Bobby Charlton, one of the icons. He's not a legend at Manchester. He's an icon. He's an
okay.
icon. He's an icon. So we're going to be going to that. But by it, who else played well today? Let's go through the players that you thought played well today. I thought Unana, he couldn't do anything about the penalty, but today he didn't let anything slip under his arm. I thought he just kept, you know what I mean? He kept his shots the way it was. Do you know what I mean? He just did. He did the minimum like any goalkeeper would. So he didn't look anything spectacular. He made a couple of decent saves, and that's all he did. So he didn't make a mistake. He wasn't Santa Claus today. He wasn't giving out free prezzies.
Yeah, he wasn't,
Um,
man. He wasn't. I just want to big up the comments, man. Lots of really nice stuff being said in there. Quite a few new people as well. Welcome, respect, appreciated all the nice comments and a lot of good feedback as well. Yeah, man. Today, Onana, I thought, I thought was all right. He did a few saves, decent saves. He claimed the ball all right. So yeah, well done. Um, then you move over to Diogo. Thought Diogo did okay. He's busy up and down, Diogo. He's all right. I like him. I think he's coming good, that kid. Um, under Eric, that's one of the pluses. He's getting better. He's a good player. I like him. I don't mind him. Um, do you all go through them one by one, bro? I mean, okay.
let's go.
Or do you want me to just give you a little
No,
roundup?
actually, you know what? We played really shite. So I'm just saying to you, for me, I thought Scott McTominay was a ghost, other than the goal. Bruno was shambles. I felt sorry for Amrabat. I thought when he came on, when Ericsson came on, he looked a lot better. I genuinely thought that he looked a lot better.
Yeah, he
At
did.
times he looked lost. And yeah, Anthony, I thought he played a bit better in the second half, but first half, again, they just looked like, honestly, the first half, the first 15, 20 minutes, we couldn't even put 4 free passes together. I
Swear to
swear to
God.
God, I was counting. I was
Yeah.
sat there counting, going, 1, 2, we lose the ball. 1, 2, we lose the ball. 1, 2,
Man, it's like
3, then lose
1990s.
the ball.
It's
So,
like
yeah,
1990s football, bro. I'm thinking,
yeah,
we're not playing City here, guys. They got 4 or 5 players out. It's bottom of the league. I know
yeah,
we've got a few players missing, but what are we doing in training, though?
yeah,
What's going on with this side?
yeah. I mean,
I,
Amrabat here, that's 84 pass accuracy, 79 touches, 53 out of 53 out of 63 pass completed. 9 and 9 duels won, yeah. 6 ground duels won. 5 and 5 tackles won. 4 long balls completed. 3 true aerial deals. 3 ball recoveries. There you go. He played well. He actually played well. He got better when Ericsson came on. Big up Khalees from Medina Lassie, Chivere United Real Therapy. Make sure you give him a follow on Twitter at Khalees from Lassie. Make sure you look him up. Big up MK United. Big up Malcolm in the chat. Big up Joshua. Big up to everybody, man. I can't see. Big up Nick Nash. Yeah. Big up everybody. Love and light. There we go. No matter what the injuries, it should be a system. No matter what players should be on. Yeah, 100%. Because that's what you see with Brighton. But Brighton, they've had time on the training ground. Last season, Eric Ten Hag did not have these players in the training ground. Instead of last season, he literally played players to death. And now, this is what we're suffering. They have no team cohesion, nothing. But I thought the second half we played better. We improved from an absolute abysmal performance in that first half to the second half. I thought we improved a little bit. Listen, we want to send a solidarity and love to Vinicius Junior tonight against Sevilla Real Madrid. He got monkey chanted, some muppet in the fan. A fan, you can see a photo of a fan giving him the monkey chants on the crowd. It just shows you, innit? The world is crazy, man. The world is crazy. But it is what it is. By the way, the Palestinian struggle is also about racism, people. Racism is racism is dark, it's deep, and it can murder people. It humanizes people and dehumanizes the others. That's how big racism is, people. So you know what, you know where it is. But love and light, everybody. Free Palestine, free Palestine. We went to the protest today. A massive turnout in Manchester outside the BBC. We shamed them. We shamed the BBC. We sang our chants. BBC, your complicity. We see your complicity. BBC, we see your complicity. That is what the message was from Manchester today. Massive, massive protest. Yeah, Irfan's busy tonight, people. Irfan's busy tonight. But yeah, big up to everybody. Here we go. We got the stats out actually. So Khalees is dragging all the stats out. They got all this Sheffield United. 74 touches, 73 pass accuracy, 4 out of 5 ground duels won, 2 3 air duels won, 2 crosses completed, 2 long balls completed, 2 and 2 dribbles completed, 1 goal, 1 shot, 1 shot, 1 goal. I actually think he played well. He played well, but at times he gave the ball away as well in dangerous situations, especially in that first 20 minutes. They were treating the ball like a hot potato. So big up to Khalees Ramadine Lachi. The second half tactics in the second half, Maguire's diagonals to Rashford over and over, yeah. But to be fair, we try to stretch it. This team that's sitting behind, sitting back, we try to swatch it. I don't mind that because at least but like Bombay said, we were not helping them, weren't we? We were getting the ball out to wide to Anthony and Rashford, but there was no players' movements in midfield or movements to get amongst it, was it? It wasn't there. It wasn't there. So they were quite isolated and they would just pass the ball back. They were just, especially Rashford, he just passed the ball back. But today, I'm going to give it to Rashford. He wasn't greedy like he usually is. Let's be real here. Let's be real. We got to give a bit of credit. Whereas today, Bombay, he crossed a lot of the balls into the box.
Look, I'm watching Bruno with a Hawkeye and Rashford with a Hawkeye because these are my boys and they're getting it in the neck at the minute. And I'm thinking, am I wearing some rose tinted glasses? Am I missing something here? I am watching the games. So today, Bruno, man, you absolutely put me right in it. Nice one. Whereas Marcus, I agree with you. He got a good few crosses in there. He was doing a more orthodox job in terms of trying to find people. Do you know what I mean? So that was good to see. What do you think of Hoyland's performance today?
I think, yeah, he wasn't 100% today. He was not 100%.
Yeah, I thought not great today, not
Yeah,
great. Um, but yeah, I agree with you about Marcus, man. He did all right. I think Garnacho did okay when he came on. He's always makes a good impact usually. Um,
yeah.
you know what I mean? He always makes a good impact. He plays a bit of a role for the winner.
Mhm.
But like you say as well, look, this team does have a problem um, with a lack of movement.
Mhm.
Somebody in the preview to this game, or was it one of the panel, or I can't remember in the comments, somebody mentioned Bellingham's run to open the space up for Rashford to cut inside by dragging the man.
Yeah.
Man, we just don't seem to do that kind of thing.
No.
Yeah, you've got don't make a beautiful pass and then stop. Move. Give an option. Do you know what I mean? Show
Mhm.
constantly for the ball, man. We're not doing those kind of things, and this is why it just results into just a very difficult watch, man. You know, long ball shit, 1990s football. I'm like, come on, and it's not getting better. How many games? I think we played about 10 games this season, including Europe and all that stuff.
Mhm.
More even actually than 10. And nothing's changing, nothing's getting better, bro.
Mhm.
It's very, very. Uh, I'm not going to say worrying. It's very, very frustrating. You just want to enjoy it a little bit at least. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
The only thing
Yeah.
that today made me feel half decent was after I looked at that, I thought, man, that was shocking. City's next. God knows what's going to be waiting there. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, watching Sheffield, I thought I just started
You're
thinking
gonna
about
get
City
roasted, mate.
roasted. Then I looked at the table and thought, okay, we're on 15 points now, top of the league's 6 points away. It doesn't feel shocking, even though we're eighth. 6 points is not Armageddon, but the quality's just got to be better, guys, man.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Bobby Charlton, bro. Bobby Charlton, may he rest in peace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby Charlton said a couple of, pearls, man, pearls, gems that you should hang in your earlobe. One of them was the ethos of this club is people work all week. They come to the theatre of dreams. They want to be entertained. They want to get off their seats.
Mm.
We're not getting anything. We're not getting anything, bro. We're scrapping and scraping, just hoping, get this 3 points and then, oh, thank God we made it, man. It's like I've ran a marathon. I nearly died, but I just got over the line. I'm just like, come on, man. I don't want to do that shit no more. Give us something, Eric Ten Hag. Give me something a bit better. Show me that we're getting there. Something's happening. I'm just not feeling it, bro. Honestly, I'm getting getting a little bit frustrated and pissed off and bored now again, like before.
Mm.
You know. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Listen, let's read Maguire's numbers. Harry Maguire first, yeah. So he had 104 touches because we had the ball at the back, 82 pass accuracy. He completed 76 out of 93 passes, completed 13 out of 17 long balls, completed five. He won 5 out of 7 aerial duels. He won 5 out of the 7. 3 clearances, 3 blocks. Yeah, he made some good blocks. I thought he made some good blocks. Big up Khalid Ramadan last year again for the stats.
yeah, man.
Um, yeah, well, Sancho needs to leave. Yeah, 100% he needs to leave. But big up to everybody. Love and like. Listen, there's 170 of you in here. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. If you don't want to talk about humanity, if you're a bit afraid, you got a bit of fragility when we talk about things like Palestine and we talk about oppression around the world and we talk about racism and we have our humanity and solidarity, then this channel is not for you. There are plenty of the channels who do you Jackinory stories. There are plenty of the channels that just stick to what they stick to. Here, we speak about it. We disagree. We have shouting matches. Sometimes me and Bumbaye, but it is what it is. Sky Sports Papranga, they're spreading, giving Maguire man of the match, and also showing without Maguire, with Maguire percentage, they know when he was playing consistently.
Man, we don't need Sky Sports. We've been watching him suck eggs for the last 3, 4 years, man. We know what we're talking about. Yeah, please, Sky, Sky Sports.
Yeah,
They're up in the clouds, bro. Believe me. Do
yeah.
you know what I mean? That's why it's called Sky Sports.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Listen, majority of these players flew. They were away. They were in far places. At the end of the day, I can't judge him coming back after the first game internationals. The first game after internationals is just you need to win your game. For me, the most important game is going to be on Tuesday night because Europa League, Thursday night,
Oh,
Europa League. If we get it knocked out, I really want us to get knocked out, and it is what it is, yo. Listen, also never give up on the fight free Palestine. We always say that on
big
this
up
channel.
Matthouse, man. Big up Matthouse.
Yeah, big up, Tom. Sending love and light to Tom. We'll
Yeah, big up
always let us
Tom.
know if you ever want to jump on, Tom. Let us know. We're always here for you. Big up to you and your family. Sending love to you and your family, bro.
Yeah,
Um,
best wishes, man.
yeah, yeah. Manchester United do a lot of skanky legs, stanky legs, putting their leg out but not getting the ball. Yeah, big up Jay Patel,
Seen some of
100%.
that today. Seen some of that today for sure. Bro, there's
Yeah.
look, here's a question, man. Amar Hussein in the comments. Nuruddin, why do you think we are playing so badly? I mean, I wish I
Well,
could tell you, bro. But
listen, you know why we're playing so badly? It's because I told you, I was saying it. I was one of the only voices on Manchester United fans on YouTube or Twitter saying it, and everybody was telling me how negative I was. I said, you cannot go for 4 trophies with 14 or 13 players. You can't. Last season, if he would have finished sixth and maybe got to one of the finals and didn't play all those games, he would have had more time in the training ground to drill patterns of play, but we didn't. Instead, he went for all these things. So I don't know what's going on. Unana finally tried to the gorilla super glue and saved some shots from the first half. Um,
bro, do you know what? Do you know those shots were the way he's saving? I don't know. I was it made me laugh. You know, shit.
Listen,
Bruce,
this is the guy
Bruce.
most United fans were giddy about. I told them you bought him off one game. You only watched him one game. That's the Champions League final, and you all got excited. Like majority of people got excited. I wanted Diego Costa. I did. I'm sorry.
Oh mate, oh mate.
And you know what Diego Costa said, Mumbai? He's amazing on penalties. His record in the Champions League saving penalties is amazing.
Do you know what? I look at Onana and I like him as a person. Yeah, don't know. It's something about him that I like. But that's immaterial here, bro. I'm not a guy. I thought keep Dave for another year. I was shocked when Dave left. Shocked. I was. But I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. So we get this guy, and I'm thinking, no, I don't know. But so far, man, as a keeper, bro, I'm a bit scared.
Mhm.
Looked one of his better games today. I'll say that. But you know, Brewster comes on, licks one. The way he's saving him, the way honestly, he was a bit better today. But I was laughing like, right, this guy. He got down well today. There was one on the ground. He got down, but he didn't parry it out. It came straight into the box. So luckily, there was nobody there to mop it up on Poppers. I don't know, man.
Mhm.
Mr. Onana, just hang in there, brother. Hang in there. Do you know, maybe I was thinking today, are we going to see Bayandi? I would have liked to have seen this Turkish keeper, today. Just
Yeah.
to see what have we bought, man.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Solidarity with Palestine
Hmm.
means solidarity and the embracing and hanging on and preserving of one's own humanity.
Hmm.
For anybody that doesn't know, to criticize any country and its direction and its government is not to say, so basically, to criticize Israel is nothing to do with Judaism. To criticize Saudi Arabia is nothing to do with Islam. Rishi Sunak, your England is not my England.
Facts.
I'm
Facts.
saying
100%.
he does not
100%.
represent. He does not represent many of us.
Man,
And
a fact.
do you know what I mean? And the discerning of the Palestinians, they know that it's not hatred, it's love, man. It's solidarity because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
know only represents himself and his class. No
yeah.
shame.
Listen. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, big up Andrew Ellis. He said, I heard Palestinian people are racist towards black and Asian people too in TikTok. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. There's racism everywhere around this world.
of
But I'm not going
course.
to lie to you. That is a Zionist spreading hatred. And that is a lot of people who hate Palestine who are spreading those things. Andrew Ellis, I want you to do some research for me. I need you to go and research the Afro-Palestinians. Go and research them. And then you'll find the truth. And by the way, black liberation struggle against colonial apartheid struggles globally in Africa and different parts of the world were always linked to the Palestinians. They always had
Always.
amazing solidarity. So go and look that up. Your hero's hero went to Palestine to go and hear about what the plight of the Palestinians. So don't ever believe the bullshit that's the propaganda that's been spread by a lot of Israeli supporters on the social media. Majority of countries there are racist, but that doesn't mean that that country is all racist. No, there are people racist all over this world, especially anti-black racism is everywhere. Don't get it twisted. But to say that we can't then have compassion and love for the Palestinians is the absolute BS. Like I said, the black liberation struggle was always tied to the Palestinian struggle. Don't ever forget that. But big up, hey Jarvis. Did you say 2-1? Did you say 2-1 last night?
I said 1-0, but
I said
Okay,
two
and
one.
Bumbaye said
I
2-1.
said 2-1, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
Jarvis.
talking as if I seen it coming. I saw nothing on the horizon, bro. Zero.
Listen, take it while you can.
Exactly. Take them while you can.
Take them
But
while you can. Big up, Jarvis. How did you see the game? Obviously, it's been a really sad day for us. He's lived till he's 84. He's lived a really long time. You know what I mean? Some people don't get to live a long time, but
yeah, man.
Bobby Charlton is an icon. He's not a legend. He's an icon, and everything he is just part of the story of Manchester United.
yeah,
One of the most important story why we're global, why
Yeah.
the club is the size it is because of the likes of, rose from the ashes to the glory. He went from the ashes to being in a plane crash, being saved by one of his teammates, losing a lot of his teammates. 10 years later to lifting the European Cup, the first English team to do it in '68 against the great Benfica, and scoring in that final. And also, especially if you're a lot of the England fans, he also scored in 1960. So he won the World Cup, then they won
Yeah.
the European Cup. So it
mm,
shows you got one Ballon d'Or. He played such an incredible amount of games. So just get your quick tribute, then we can go into the game. What did
yeah.
Bobby Charlton mean to you when you started supporting Manchester United?
Well, I never got to see him play myself. It was back in the days, but
Rick Ashley.
Rick Ashley, are you lying to us? Are you not sure you didn't? Were
Used
you
to
not
watch
there
him
back
live
in the day?
weekly, man. Used to watch him weekly.
Rick Astley were thinking that. Listen,
It's a
some
week,
people
man.
reckon you were at Wembley. You were at Wembley.
It's
66.
66.
No, man, no.
I can't laugh. Guys,
Yeah.
please don't make me laugh. I've got broken.
First, one small thing, just a technical for the show, Nuruddin. I see you're hurting, but is your mic on, or is just your camera mic that's on? Because you're a little bit
No,
in the
I'm on the
background.
phone. My internet is really bad tonight, so I'm on my phone. I'm on my
Okay,
phone.
yeah,
Can you
that's
hear me
fine.
all right?
Yeah. No, I just want to say when it comes to
Can you
Bobby
hear me all
Charlton,
right? Can you hear
yeah,
me all right? Yeah.
you're all right, but it's not as sound as clear as you usually are because you use your mic. But it's okay. We hear you. We hear you well. When it comes
Okay.
to Bobby Charlton, he's a legend of the club. Uh, you talked about that plane crash. He was dragged out. He was only 21. Lot of his teammates died, and in back in the days in the 50s, 58, people like men that didn't talk about emotions and got to work it through. So he never spoke about the tragedy. He said the only thing I heard that he said that was he was let his football do the talking. And indeed he did. He played really well. He took the England to the World Cup in 66, we all have seen the footage of the 68 the European Cup final against Benfica. They was a great team. They had the Eusebio. If you have ever heard about him, he was the Portuguese Pele. He was
Yeah.
extremely good, scoring a lot of goals. But United
Mhm.
won that game, 4-1, I believe. And for the club, he's a legend. He's one of the Trinity, and he will be sorely missed. He was a good guy. He was contributing to raise money for pick up landmines and a lot of good stuff.
Amazing charities. Yeah. He supported a lot of charities. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't read about George Best, you should read up and see what a great person he was, and he will be missed. And we United the United family will miss him forever, and he will be ever a legend in our books.
100%. 100%, Jarvis. Just getting a couple of comments. Big up Khalid from Marine Lassie. Obviously, the first half was dreadful. Second half, we played a bit better, he said here, and we kept the shape. It says you have to make changes during between matches, otherwise you don't keep the energy, concentration, freshness in each match. But Bruno, it looks like he's playing like he's a headless chicken. But listen, Jarvis, talk to me about the game. How did you see the game tonight? Because honestly, one of my friends, I watched it with my friend. Yeah, she's one of my neighbors. I watched the game with her, and she said to me that's probably the worst game she's ever watched. One of the worst games she's ever watched, especially that first half. So talk to me. Give me your honesty and your honest point of view.
We saw the lineup. The lineup worried me in the first place. We didn't have no width. We played with two inverted forwards, and the fullbacks weren't up to it to handle the width. So something didn't work at all. And we played McTominay in the 10, and Bruno was deeper, but Bruno was extremely wasteful on the ball in the first half. He was losing the ball, so we lost possession all the time. So we played into Sheffield United's hands. It was all about effort and tackles, and the ball was more in the air than on the ground. It was like watching Sunday League football, and we have players who make 200,000-300,000 pounds a week, and they can't even play the ball on the ground. It's horrible to watch. And we got a lucky goal with McTominay. Bruno always tried the Hollywood pass. He hit McTominay in the neck, and he chested it down and dinked it away in the corner. So he was up 1-0, but then it happened again. We lost our head going 1-0 up, and we gave away a gift as usual. So Sheffield United equalized 1-1 half time, but I think Ten Hag made some tactical changes before he did the subs. So he moved Bruno a little bit higher up, and we were more I would say precise on the ball. So we started to control the game a bit more, and then he put on Garnacho and Eriksson, and that changed the game in a way. So we deserved the win. We didn't produce so many chances. We had the long shots. We had the one in the crossbar from Bruno, one in the crossbar from Amrabat, and an incredible goal from Dalot. So at the end of the day, we won. I'm happy with the win, but the performance was bad. And this is the 12th game of the season, and we have had one good game and 11 bad games. So I'm not sure what Ten Hag is waffling about at the moment. He can't seem to get it right with this team. The balance, the combinations, how to get the players to play together, and what style are we playing? Are we playing counter-attack football? Are we playing pass to feet? Are we trying to dominate? What's going on? So I don't understand Ten Hag at the moment, and it kind of frustrates me a little bit, because I'm defending him with my life. I want him to succeed.
100%, 100%. Listen, there's over 200 of you people watching. We haven't even got 100 likes or 150 likes before we finish this video. Big up. Bombay, are you there? You back now?
Yeah, man.
Wait.
I'm here.
The mic sounds like he's eating crisps again, Bombay. He's on the biscuits tonight.
I swear,
he's on
guys,
the biscuits tonight.
I swear, I'm having a sandwich of air, oxygen.
This is our next games, people. This is our Man UFC next 5 games: Copenhagen on Tuesday,
God.
Manchester City, Newcastle in the. Is that in the League Cup? Newcastle in the Haribo Cup.
Guys, I'm gonna give everybody here some advice. Book a couple of weeks of holiday from work from now. You're gonna need it, starting with City's game, guys. You don't want to go into work for this after that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you know what, Jarvis? I'm glad you said what you said, because I want this guy to succeed. But watching today, I'm starting to lose my patience. I'm not seeing anything changing. I was just saying to Nuruddin before, yeah. Sir Bobby, rest in peace, said, people in Manchester, people all over the world, they're working all day. They come at a weekend to decompress. They want to be entertained. There's no modicum of entertainment in watching Manchester United play. I have no idea what we're trying to do. And I just feel we cannot play out from the back into the midfield, then have somebody that can actually play between the lines, turn and open the game up in front of us. We just keep whacking long balls to try and isolate our wingers. It's very, very archaic football. It's boring to watch. Any team with a half decent shape seems to just stop us from actually playing through them. We go into midfield and we quickly go back out to defense. Our defense are just playing side to side passes. It's so boring to watch.
Yeah, big up, Tom. I sent Tom the Tom, if you're still there, I'll send you the link now. Sorry, I only just saw this. I'm on the phone, so there's a lot of things in the chat. Jump on if you can.
Jump on, man. Stress relief. Hit us with it.
Yeah. We were saying tonight, Jarvis, we thought that Bruno was horrendous. Scott McTominay was a ghost, other than the goal. Amrabat looked really shaky, because when you got your two of the midfielder players non-existent, that makes you look bad. It'll make anybody look bad. We thought that Rashford actually crossed the ball tonight a lot. He crossed the ball. He hit the 6-yard box. You know what I mean? He wasn't being greedy. And I thought Rasmus could have scored. Keeper made a good save against him. And if he had just his boots a couple of more inches at the end of his toes, he would have got at least one tonight. But yeah. Big up.
I gotta say, to players, one player that everybody has been not liking at the last year was Maguire. He stood up today and
I always said that 100%. But it was his type of game, Jarvis. It was his type of game. They were playing the 50-50, so a lot of long balls. You know what I mean? It was his type of game. They didn't play football through us in the middle, and they didn't isolate. I thought they made a mistake. They should have isolated Maguire and Evans, because they can't, both of them are not good at on the turn. They're not good on the ground. The quick 1-2s, they can't read it. I thought he started off the game very shaky, very, very shaky, it must be said. But he grew into it, and definitely his diagonals, his passing was good. But I said that Manchester United had to come back to Maguire's level. And now Maguire looks a lot better than Manchester United.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But what I like about Maguire, he was brave. He had courage in his play. You know, he was really tight marking his man, and he was breaking the ball in front of his man, and going forward with the ball and breaking the lines. And that's what I like to see. That's what we used to see from Licha. He's not like a regular center back. He's a stopper center back that breaks in front of the attacker, and he was also actually good in the second half. He was commanding his back line. I saw, for example, one time Sheffield United had a free kick, and we were pushed back, and Maguire stood there waving his arms and pushed all the back line forward, and he was actually doing well, is like commanding his back line. So I gotta give Maguire credit today, and if he continue this, I maybe there's a place for him in this United team, at least this season, because it wasn't that bad.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. I thought Diego Dalot played all right. There's a couple of times he gave the ball away in the first half, but his winner was a fantastic goal. I think it was either him or Diego Dalot today, because I thought when they crossed the ball and they cleared Evans and Maguire, I thought he stood up to the headers. I thought he did well with the headers.
Yep.
Get Tom on here. Big up, Tom. Tom, sending love and light to you. I hope you're well. I hope family's all well. I hope that, our thoughts are always with you, brother.
Evening, bro.
Yeah, evening, lads. No worries anyway. And yeah, thanks for all your kind messages and everybody in the chat as well. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Big up to Tom. Tom, you watched a bit of paint dry. Did you think that you were in a dentist there tonight? Because you felt like that.
Running out of paint. Running out of paint now.
Running out of paint? Did we even buy any in the first place?
You know what I mean? It's just a plasterboard wall now.
Yeah.
I don't know I think the installation's on it, to be honest. I don't know what's going on with us. No, but put it this way. We're sort of near my family situated anyway in Sheffield. We don't live too far away from Bramall Lane anyway, as it is. And I had a couple of friends that went to the game and everything. And all I heard for the whole game, apparently from when I was on the phone with one of my friends at half time, was, "You've only come to see United." But who was singing it, guys? Who was singing it? Because it weren't Man United. Put it that way, it weren't Man United. That's all I'm going to say to you.
Tom, don't make me laugh.
But no, at the end of look, it was what it was, wasn't it? From what I saw on telly, it was a bit of a slugfest anyway. But first and foremost, regards and best wishes obviously go to Boby Charlton's family and people within his inner circle and everything. And as Nurin said, I wouldn't categorise him as a legend. He's more than that. He's an icon. He's one of the people that is probably the reason that I would say one of the main reasons why we have Manchester United in the modern day era. And if people didn't know who Boby Charlton was or anything, go back and watch the videos, go back and watch the clips, because the guy was a proper footballer. And as much as people talk about, say, Johan Cruyff and the sort of impact he had on football, so Boby Charlton, I believe anyway, from my personal opinion anyway, I think it was the best ever English player we've had in this country, if I'm being completely honest. But, best wishes and thoughts go to him and his family. I mean, well, but again, guys, I'm going to keep it as contained as I can. Overall, I thought it was absolutely shocking. I didn't think we could string 3-4 passes together. I mean, defensively, meh, but I think we did okay. I mean, Lindelof, I thought, was okay in the game. I mean, Maguire did what he did. He was being that aerial dominant presence. And to be honest with you, I was not surprised that Ten Hag didn't change the backline too much, because I thought that backline really suited this game. Out of all of it, I think you need to have maybe two. You need to have at least two, maybe even three centre halves in the game when you play against Sheffield United, because the physicality and the intensity of the game. I thought we needed that, really, especially at the back. And Maguire did his job, aerial duties wise and everything. And I think, look, apart from that, I thought the rest of the team was shocking, if I'm being completely honest. And Højlund was very isolated in the game. I don't think that we necessarily gave him as much service as we have done. But movement-wise, we could see what he was doing. But if nobody can ping the ball to his head or to his foot, what are we expecting him to do? He's feeding off scraps. I mean, Rashford again in the final third. There was the previous game on before, the goalkeeper was out off his line and Declan Rice just swung it straight into the corner. Rashford again, the goalkeeper and the defender was in two minds. They wasn't on the same wavelength. The ball falls to Marcus Rashford in pretty much a similar position on the opposite trajectory of the field. And he chose a pass rather than to shoot. Now, I'm looking at it from my perspective. Marcus Rashford last season would not have missed. He wouldn't have passed there. He wouldn't have. He'd shot. There's an opportunity to score another goal in the game. And look, I think a lot of the players, if I'm being completely honest, I just think they're low in confidence. And I've said it before, and I know I sound like a broken record saying it, but we just don't have a style of play, guys. We don't have a style of play. And I'm looking at two teams from really last season who was absolutely abysmal in Chelsea and Spurs. They've had one summer window, really, with their managers and one pre-season, and they're playing fluid football. They're playing football that we would want at Manchester United. But the one thing that I guess to leave on the whole note of it is, yeah, we got the 3 points, but I can't honestly remember the last time I ever actually enjoyed watching Man United play a game. I honestly cannot sit here and say that there's a game where I've watched it from minute 1 to 90 and said, I actually enjoyed that. There isn't an enjoyment. The thrill of watching United's gone, really. And at the end of the day, I think from what I've seen from a whole, Erik ten Hag cannot rely on the players that performed for him last season, ideally Rashford and Fernandes. They are not the same players this season, and there's none of this about playing into form. And at the end of the day, the manager, I think, has to be massively criticised based upon the performance. I mean, we've been away 2 weeks, guys. I know he's not worked with the players for 2 weeks and everything, but if that's the game plan that he put out there tonight, and he's had 2 weeks to think about it, think about the tactics, the personnel, everything, and that's how we perform. Either the player's execution was completely wrong, or the manager, I don't know what he's been doing for 2 weeks. Maybe washing the bus. I don't know. But on the whole, at the end of the day, we got the 3 points.
Was he shining the bus, Tom? Was he shining the bus?
He might have been doing a Jose, you never know. Shining his hair, shining the bus, you never know. But look at it from this guy, guys. Every single manager we have, whenever they're in the Man United job, when they come in to say towards the end of when they finish a career at United as a manager, they look like they've aged by about 10 years. It's the highest, and I'm not blaming it on this, right? It's the highest pressure job in world football, being Manchester United manager. That is that is biggest job in world football, and that's why I think a lot of the top coaches, you can say it for what it is about working with the Glazer family or the ownership or the structure at United. I think a lot of coaches would struggle to come to United and do anything reasonably. And he's already got one hand tied behind his back with the Glazer family, and he's probably going to have both hands tied behind his back with what he can do when you have Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming now with 20%, because now you don't know who's your boss. You really don't. And I'm not being funny. I don't even think we know who's in control, because apparently there's going to be Sir Dave Brailsford, Ratcliffe, and you have Joe Glazer now. But where's the balance there, guys? At the end of the day, there's one person that has to sign off on the transfers, there's hiring and firing of managers. There's one person who's in complete control. And we know that's always been Joe Glazer. And he's still in the same position that he was before. And at the end of the day, guys, on the whole of the whole performance, it's nothing similar. It's nothing too dissimilar from what we've seen previously. And going into Copenhagen, I'll be honest with you, I could be wrong. I think, are we playing away in Copenhagen? I think, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to be playing. I think after the City game, I think we play them away. One of the games, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, listen, City, mate, they're going to have a fucking training session against us. I promise you on that. Training session. But with the way that we've been playing at the end of the day, there's none of this about firing players into form. Some of them need to be taken out of the firing line for me. And
what did you think of Bruno Fernandes and Scott McTominay's performance today?
I thought we were dumber and dumber, to be honest. If I'm being honest,
We play at home.
I didn't see what it is. McTominay's best position, and I'll give it very harshly here, come off the bench. That's his best position. Come off the bench. You can't start this guy. He's too inconsistent, and he doesn't flow with the game. But if he comes into a game where it's the rhythm's not, there's no rhythm from either side of the team, and it's sort of you need a difference maker, he can come on and do that. He's that sort of, how can I say, he's sort of an energy impact player that you bring off the bench. But we don't need that sort of player to be starting for us. And it's not like we didn't have the options, guys. We had the options on the bench to play. Hannibal could have played. Mount could have played. Fernandes even. Listen, I don't know what has happened to this guy. If I'm even going far back as that first season when he came here. Yeah, we can say for what it is, but numbers, but performance is shocking. The guy, I don't want to see him take a corner anymore. I don't want to see him take a free kick. I don't even really, to be honest, want to see him play, because I think with what I saw in before international break, I thought Mason Mount deserved to play in his position.
100%.
I think he deserves to. And at the end of the day, we've criticised Mason Mount when he was coming in to say that where's he going to play in this? I think he should play where Fernandes did. I think he earns the right to now. What moral and benefit does Fernandes give us in the game? I don't see him really giving us much, to be honest. Leadership's gone. I don't know what he does with the armband. Rational, he's not rational to discipline the whole team. I see Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire barking more orders than Fernandes does in this team, and direct to players. And I think the big thing that I'm going to end on the note, I don't know if people may saw it on telly, was Eric Ten Hag. I've never seen him lose his rag the way that I saw him on that touchline, especially towards the last 10, 15 minutes of the game. He completely lost his shit with the whole team. And it was almost as if, what the fuck, guys? What the fuck are we doing? Because the shape wasn't there for starters. And really, if we're being honest with you, and I think it's really characteristic that happened, the way that we won the game was a Sir Bobby Charlton-esque goal. Left foot, right foot, bend it in the corner. It was a very Sir Bobby Charlton-esque sort of goal that won us the game tonight. I don't know, he might be looking down on us and giving us a bit of goodwill and good wishing and everything. Yeah. But at the end of the day, with how the game was, guys, this is Sheffield United, and I'll say it for it. Sheffield United are getting relegated. I speak to a load of my friends and everything. They're all saying they're going down. They said it before they even started the season. They sold the best striker and they sold the best centre halves when they first signed, when they got up to the Premier League.
And Sander Berge.
And Sander Berge, who was probably their best midfielder, who a lot of United fans actually wanted at one point in time. He's going to Burnley. This team that we've played tonight, they're relegation fodder. They're going down. I'll tell you that for a fact.
100%.
The way we made them look, especially in that first half, mate, pinging the ball around for fun. They had energy, and you know something? The one thing that I can say with Sheffield United, Nuruddin Jarvis and Bombay is, I know what Sheffield United's style of play is. I know what it is, guys, but I don't know what Man United's is, and that's a big, big frailty. You have a relegation club that you can see a style of play, but Man United, where I don't even know what the expectation is, top 4, top 10, top 8, whatever. I can't understand our style of play at all.
Yeah, that's the problem. No one can see that style of play at the moment.
Listen,
I'm not sure what's going on.
I mean,
listen, last season was his chance to develop that style of play. Last season was, and a lot of the fan base went along with that. Big up, Mick. Listen, let's pay a tribute to the great legend. I think we talked about Amrabat was the only midfielder on the pitch until Ericsson came in the second half. That spirit of Bobby Charlton came down in the lot. We did not lose. We didn't play pretty, but 3 points. Yeah, we have to put that in the context. I think we've just got to move on because we've got tougher games coming up, people. We can't moan and groan about this game. We've got the 3 points. The first half was an absolute disgusting football, but it is what it is. So we go here. So Bobby Charlton, in terms of achievements, he achieved 3 league titles, 1 FA Cup, 1 European Cup. The first English team to win the European Cup was 68, as Jarvis said before. He won 1 World Cup, and then he won the Ballon d'Or once. He was a member of the Holy Trinity, and now we've only got Law left. If you've ever been to Old Trafford, there's the Holy Trinity. There's Law, Best, and Charlton, and they're there for everybody to see. So you know what, he's going to be missed. To me, one of the most, I never saw him play. You know, Jarvis is the only person who can sit here, you know, in the 18th century, remembers. Jarvis is even older than Bobby, so Jarvis remembers when he played.
Jarvis is the best, most handsome-looking 75-year-old you're gonna find ever.
Thank you. It warms my heart.
You've been on the Botox, right?
Hold tight, Rick Ashley.
Rick Ashley.
Somebody said Rick Astley was on Talkshite in the UK, Talkshite Radio, and they were like, "What's going on here?" And I'm like, "That's not my Rick Astley. My Rick Astley will never go on Talkshite, and if he did, he will tell them where to get off." But listen, Bobby Charlton, let's talk about it. Like for me, one thing I'll never forget watching '99, right? And he's there in a director's box, and the smile on his face was priceless. I can't tell you guys. The camera goes to him at a certain point, and I just see this smile, and he's just so overwhelmed. And if you ever watch any videos from the final, he goes in the dressing room. Obviously, you see him, and it's just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But he is a beautiful person. I met him once. We all ran to him as fans outside Old Trafford, and he was always really nice and really humble and really down to earth. Absolute legend of a human being. But you know, the story goes that after the Munich air disaster, obviously he lost a lot of his friends. He was only a kid, you know. I mean, he was only a kid, and he felt like you know what, maybe I'm gonna give this up, because he was so traumatized by what happened. And could you imagine if you would have just, it would have been understandable, very understandable, to, you know, not play football again, not get on a plane again. Could you imagine? Like, if I was in a plane crash, I would not get on a plane again. Like, but the bravery, the courage that he showed, unbelievable. The reason why Manchester United are on the map, obviously, the tragedy is what happened. This is after the war, different world to what we're in now, guys, in the 1950s. So around 1958, the world is recovering from a Second World War, where a lot of people died. Millions and millions of people have died. And the world is recovering. And to see an incredible tragedy where people are just recovering from a world war, to see that the story of Manchester United, the Busby Babes, the plane crash, the team that promised so much. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Manchester United would have had at least another 5 European Cups, I think, if they would have stayed alive. Yeah. And I'll make that bold, because everything I've ever read about the Busby Babes and how great they were, and how even in Brazil, like the likes of Pele, the great Brazilian teams were like, wow, we want them to come to Brazil and play against us. We're hearing about this exciting young team called the Busby Babes. And just to give context, people, and I know this, to give context, the people in the FA did not want Manchester United, or did not want anybody, because they were so arrogant back in the day, super arrogant, and still arrogant. The arrogance still there. I mean, but they were like, we do not want Manchester United to be playing in the European Cup, or any of our teams competing in Europe. So what they did is to penalise teams that wanted to play. And so Busby was said, no, this is where the game's going. The game's in Europe. This is the invention. We want to test ourselves, not against teams just in England or in Great Britain. We want to test ourselves against the teams in Europe. And the European Cup, and that, if you know the history of European, was all the European Cups were developed by French, by French football thinkers, philosophers, into football. They made up. And the FA, the FA said, if you don't come back, you had to be back, I think, 2 days before your league match. You have to be back in the country. So the plane goes to Serbia. Manchester United play in Serbia. Then they have to, on the way back to England, they have to go to Munich to refuel. Then the plane takes off. It's one of the most heaviest snowfalls in that part of Germany, in Bavaria. If you know, you know. If you've been there, you know in the winter it's crazy. The plane takes off 3 times because Sir Matt Busby did not want to be docked points. He didn't want it to be docked points, or maybe, you know what I mean? He didn't want to forfeit a game, do you know what I mean? Because of the FA antics. So that's the reason why they could have stayed overnight and maybe stayed one more day and then had the game rescheduled. That's what you would do now. You would keep the players there if the weather's too much to fly. But in those days, FA was not having it. And that's the reason that's what happened. So at the end of the day, people, This is the story. He is so central to the most incredible moments of Manchester United. He loses. He's in the plane right next to him is all his buddies, Duncan Edwards and all the rest of the people who perished, all the other players, the journalists from Manchester. There were so many people that were on that plane. Majority of them perished. But I forgot the player's name, but one of them saved him. One of them pulled him out the wreckage.
It was
Pulled
the
Bobby out the
goalkeeper.
wreckage.
Goalkeeper, bro.
Yeah, I
What
forgot
was
his
the-
name, man. I can't imagine. I forgot his name. But
Harry
basically,
Gregg.
pulls him
Harry
out.
Gregg. Harry Gregg.
Harry Gregg. Harry Gregg pulls him out. That's the Harry Gregg pulls him out of the plane, and Bobby then is thinking, I don't want to play. And in that time, so Matt Busby, they called the priest 3 times to say this is his last rites. To say that's it. It's the last prayer. He's gone 3 times for Bobby for Sir Matt Busby. And then what happened? So Matt Busby, they persuade him to keep playing. Bobby Charlton, they said to him, keep playing. You know what? We stick together. We skip the team. And 10 years later, that's why I say Manchester United is the most romantic football club in the history of world football.
Facts, bro.
I always tell people are like, why do you love Manchester? I'm like, I love Manchester because they're the most romantic football club in the world. Who goes 10 years from losing? We get arguably one of the greatest football teams, European teams ever. Losing majority of these young, incredibly talented footballers, for some of them surviving, going 10 years later to win the European Cup, and the first time English team wins the European Cup. Celtic are the first British team to win the European Cup. I think it was 66. Celtic won the European Cup, British team. England, Manchester United, the first team from England to win it. And it's so befitting. Like, this is who he was, the most iconic. He retired. Just to say, like, the games that he played for Manchester United, I'm sure I've got it on here. So Bobby Charlton spent 19 years as a player at Manchester United. I repeat for the people at the back, 19 years as a player for Manchester United. Can you imagine how good you must have been to keep in that team for 19 years? Right? And listen, he retired in 1973. Jarvis was going out raving those days. I'm joking.
Doing the foxtrot.
Yeah. Listen, so he retires in 1973. He made appearances for Manchester United. 758 games he played for Manchester United. Let me repeat for the people at the back. Bobby Charlton played 758 games. And as a midfielder, midfield player, guess how many goals he scored? For a midfield player, for a central midfield player. Somebody please guess. He scored 249 goals from a central midfield player in 758 games. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. So this is the type of legendary we're talking about. Like I said, he won 3 league titles. He won the FA Cup. He won the European Cup. He won the World Cup. He won the Ballon d'Or. It's an amazing stat. You know what I mean? Amazing stats. Like, it's an amazing stats like what he's won. So in terms of legendary status, you can't go anywhere than him. Big up Don F, Anthony Rashford, Bruno, holy shenanity. Okay. You gotta say it. Big up to you for the super chat. Big up Mick. Mick is here. Mick says here, man of the match, the Bobby Charlton spirit. He died on Nemanja Vich's birthday. R.I.P. legend. Your fight is over. Love, respect. Yeah, of course. The icon for me is an icon. So he's such an iconic figure at Manchester United. To play for the club for 20 years almost, to play 758 games, it's incredible. So we pay a huge gratitude and a huge tribute to him. And tonight, on behalf of Therapy Army and everybody in world football, I mean, I've seen stuff on social media, Barcelona holding a minute silence for him. And it's on the coming days and weeks, there's going to be so many tributes paid to him from people from all across the world. He's probably the greatest footballer Britain has produced, by none. Because he's the greatest, because he actually played. big up Stephanie Griffiths, a sliding doors moment. If Babes had survived, not only United but England would have dominated for years. Pele, best careers might have been. We be difficult. Duncan Edwards was the best player in his words.
You know
Yeah.
what, man? I hear a lot about Duncan Edwards, man. As a player, I would have loved. It was kind of like a Di Stefano. Alfredo could do everything. He was a specimen of a human being that could move. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the players, man. There's a lot of sound bites of the great team and people of that era saying this was like the Eric Cantona of that team.
Yeah, you know, he was more than that. You know what he was? He was a type of player, actually. If Manchester United needed defending, he would go play centre half. If Manchester United needed to control the game, he'll play in midfield.
Yeah,
if United needed a goal, he will go up front. It's unbelievable. I repeat, just for the people at the back, he was a type of player, right? Edwards was the type of player. If United needed to shore up the defence, he would go centre half. If they needed to take control of the game in midfield, he'll play in midfield. If they needed a goal, he'll get put up front. That's a level. Any position like he played. That's what he was.
Do you know what, man? Two things. The first one, this is not quite hit me. I don't think it will hit me. But when somebody like Muhammad Ali, who transcended, his sport, for me, he's the centurion of all sport. You just feel like the world just got a little bit darker, man. Another candle went out. This is a little
100%.
bit like, do you know what I mean? This is a little bit like that today. Bobby Charlton is a central figure in the entire history of Manchester United and why it is Manchester United. And the second thing is, when I listen to all the players that we've had in the past, whether they were the homegrown, Fergie's fledglings, or whether it was Nemanja Vidic, or whether it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they all harken back to we were immersed in what it meant to play for this club. We know of the tragedies. We know that this club went to rubble and was built again. That's why the Phoenix is synonymous with Manchester United. I don't know if these players get that same sort of schooling, that same syllabus drilled into their heads, into their hearts. Like, this is what you're representing.
We're not that club anymore.
Do you know what I mean?
We're not that club anymore. We're not that club anymore.
We're now a brand. Feel like it, bro. Yeah, it don't feel like it, bro.
Listen, we're a brand. They took the football away. Manchester United are now Manchester United PLC, and we're registered in the Cayman Islands in a tax haven. We're not that club anymore. We're not that. Same thing. That's what I say. That's why I can't even watch a documentary because it will break my heart. Because we're not that football club anymore.
You know me since we were babies, right? You know how I come to become a Man United supporter. It wasn't the football. I fell in love with the history of Manchester United. Sometimes you don't choose, a club chooses you. I read that history and looked into it and I thought, nah, this is my club, 100%. It made me all the more happier that I'm actually from Manchester as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have that. So that's what Manchester United was all about for me. And then you got the football, which was a major, beautiful thing. But I just don't know, man. It's like I look at this team, I think, did we actually win a treble? Is this? I don't see nothing.
13 league titles, 13 Premier League titles we won. 13. And it shows you we were so far. Listen, we were so far ahead, and now we're listen. Like Khalid says here, look. I'm not gonna lie to you. Bro. We're paying a tribute, and I don't want to make it about the Glazers, but the Glazers have killed the soul of the club. They have. Listen, bro. Jarvis. Let's finish up. I'll go to Jarvis, and then we'll wrap up. But go ahead, Mumbai. Finish up.
I'm done, man. Hand it over, Jarvis. Take it away.
Yeah, Jarvis. Bobby Charlton, man. He's an icon. For me, there's legends and they're icons. He's an icon. He is synonymous with the Manchester United. Like 20 years nearly playing for Manchester United.
He's a guardian. He's the guardian, bro. Over Manchester United.
You know what? And I just want to remind people from the 50s and that to play football. They used to it was the balls used to be like hand like it wasn't made in a machine. The balls were like sewed properly. But when they got wet, Jarvis, I mean, and looking back at the footage, he could pass the ball. He could play a short pass. He could play a 1-2. He can, you know what? He was so good at the way he dribbled. He can run. And another thing about him, he was so both-footed. He can go both ways.
Yeah,
So
I
imagine everybody's now going crazy about Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham hasn't got anything to lace Bobby Charlton's boots. I'm telling you now. Bobby Charlton go 30-yarders. That was his speciality. 30-yard screamers. He only scored those kind of goals. Left foot, bang, in the top corner. Right foot in that top corner. Honestly, outside of the boot, bends it in. Like, he was incredible. And the ball, Jarvis, when the balls got wet, we've got the... it used to be at Preston, but we've got it in Manchester now. Football, football history museum, yeah? And you see the old balls, honestly, I'm not lying to you. They are, especially when they got wet, they were so heavy. So heavy.
Soaked leather.
Yeah, soaked leather.
Yeah.
And he could, you know what? And he could hit that 40 yards into top corners.
It's like a cannonball flying. Can you bring up my comment here, Nuruddin? I just want to mention this. If you can see it here.
That one there?
No, my comment. Three more up. I just commented in the comment field because I just want to read out what I commented here. Yeah. Because Sir Bobby Charlton, he founded the UK charity for victims of conflict, which was founded under Find a Better Way in 2011 by England and United legend Sir Bobby Charlton. And he was a philanthropist. And, you know, he was working for conflict areas like Cambodia, finding new technology to clear the areas of landmines and taking care of people. And, you know, and that's really important. You know, he had a big heart and he wanted to help people and use his, because he had seen things in his lifetime after the plane crash, and he did his best to represent the victims of the who died in the Munich crash, and did his best to represent and live a good life for them. So that's an important thing, because we can praise him for his football, but he was also a good human being with a big heart.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Tom, you finish off the show tonight, bro. Your tribute to Bobby Charlton, what he meant to you, the history. You supporting Manchester United.
Yeah, like you started off, Nuruddin. He's an icon of this football club, and really, I think out of three influential figures, I think he's one of those three most influential. Sir Alex Ferguson, Sir Matt Busby, and then you had Sir Bobby Charlton to the trio. You had the players, you had the first ever manager through the whole Munich disaster with everything, and then obviously you have the legacy that Sir Alex Ferguson made in the more modern era, so to speak. But the one thing that we can take from the history of this football club is, like you said, Nuruddin, people have died at this football club. They died getting on a plane to come home.
And that's why we sing. And Tom, that's why we sing. We'll never die, we'll never die. Keep the red flags flying high. We're Manchester United, we never die. That's why we sing that song.
There you go. And anybody, like you say, you know, when people say about visiting Old Trafford, one of the biggest things that you can do is go read the poem. That's the one thing I always say to people: go and read the actual poem. Loved, adored, never ignored. And at the end of the day, with Manchester United's whole ethos and wordings around the football club, history and legacy is what it is. And so Bobby Charlton is a player, not just for Man United, for England as well. I mean, the guy was euphoric. And at the end of the day, when people talk about, you know, like Bombay was talking about, you know, big influential things, like you talk about, say, Muhammad Ali, big influential figure within boxing and, you know, just even world sport, you know, even if you want to take it to actual, you know, royalty, Queen Elizabeth passing, for example, like, it's a big memorial, it's a big moment that's happened in history and legacy, what that person has done for the world. And so Bobby Charlton, he influenced a generation at the end of the day. And like you were saying, Nuruddin, he was dragged out of a plane by one of his teammates. And at the end of the day, the one thing that we can resonate with this football club is people have died for this football club. And that's why I always say, whenever I see a team of Manchester United players when they go out on that field, always fucking remember that. Always remember that. People died so where you can sit where you are as a football player. People died. And at the end of the day, they died, they rose again, and what did they do? They went and conquered the world. And Manchester United, and so Bobby Charlton was one of the most influential figures of Manchester United's history. And at the end of the day, like I started off with, it's 3 of them. 2 of them are no longer with us anymore, sadly now. And we only have the one left, which is Felix Ferguson. But the history and legacy of this football club will always be etched in everybody's minds. And like I said, my biggest moments, I'd share it with you. That 99 final, the emotion, the actual passion on the guy's face as well. He's the euphoric of what it meant to be a Manchester United player. You can go on a plane thinking you're going home fine, and your teammates around you go, but you still carry on. You're still euphoric as a player and as a person. Yeah. And at the end of the day, if you're going to make a memorial and a testament to the guy, make it what it should be at the end of the day. And when
he's got a stand. Listen, at Old Trafford, he's got a stand. He's got a stand already at Old Trafford. Yeah, we call it the Bobby Charlton stand. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I mean. You need some sort of euphoric model, but even using the guy's name is a legacy player, and that's why when people were saying about the comparison with Jude Bellingham, listen, Jude Bellingham will have a great and fantastic career, but he'll never lace Bobby Charlton's boots ever. I'll guarantee everybody that, because the one thing Bobby Charlton had, as you said, Nuruddin, he can go left, he can go right. It doesn't fucking matter. He's getting past you. So at the end of the day, the guy was just one of those generational special players in world football. And I realistically would say that there's been 2 of those legendary greats, for me personally anyway. And that was Pelé and Sir Bobby Charlton. But Sir Bobby Charlton was euphoric of English football. Pelé was the Brazilian man. And you can say it for what it is, Sir Bobby Charlton. For me, I felt like he was euphoric, not only of England, but also in particular anyway, with club career with Manchester United. And just to end it, Nuruddin, you don't make over 700 appearances for Manchester United without being a legacy player. And the guy was a legacy player, and he should be remembered, not as a legend, but as an icon.
100%.
And I love the fact that we have the stand of him and the statues, and we can all pay our tributes and respects to the guy. And at the end of the day, he'll be watching down on these players. And do you know what? I think he'll be watching down, looking at them today and thinking, what the fucking hell have I left?
True.
What have I left?
True. What have I left? Listen, if I don't know, I don't drink. If you're having any drink tonight, make sure you have a toast to Bobby Charlton, man. Bobby Charlton, the icon of Manchester United. Icon of Manchester United. And big up Lelisa. My dad pushed me to love United, like a little boy, but now isn't live. It's not alive. He passed away 2 months. Will be 3 years. Peace, yeah, man. Listen, 3 years now. Listen, we're sending you so much love, Lilas. We're sending you so much love, and may he rest eternally in peace, man. Your dad. Lots of love. Anybody out here lost anybody, man? We know that. We know what that feels like. So sending everybody love and light, man. Everybody love and light. But like I said, Bobby was always at Old Trafford. He was always there with his wife.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know Danny Boyle, the director, guys?
Yeah.
You know that guy. Famous English director, Jarvis, and everybody who's listening. He did film Slumdog Millionaire. Mm-hmm. He was interviewed.
And Trainspotting
as well. He was interviewed, and he's from a very working class background. And he said
from Bury,
yeah, local guy. And he was interviewed about the Busby Babes, and he said, just to give you an idea of the Busby Babes, they transcended the football of Manchester. He goes, we were a Christian country properly in those days, and everybody had a Bible in the house, and in the back of that Bible, you'd find often a picture of the Busby Babes. That's what this team, if you think about working class people, wartime, Bible, a picture of that team used to be kept in the Bible. You make of that what you will.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Big up. I hope this is big up citizens. Big up Tom. I hope you're well.
Take care, brother.
I hope next week we can both pay respects to Bobby Charlton and Franny Lee. Yeah, Franny Lee is a Manchester City legend. Definitely, that'll be good. Manchester comes together to unite for the legends. To me, Bobby Charlton is an icon. A red wine tonight, Stephanie. Thank you, Sir Bobby. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Enjoy, people. But yeah, listen, big up
Cheers.
everybody. The result is what it is. It's 2-1. Congratulations to Harry Maguire on winning the man of the match. Played well tonight, but I think it was this type of game. We know that. We understand that. Diego Dalot, thank you. At least getting the 3 points for Bobby tonight.
Yeah,
And at least to win the game, because he would want Manchester United to win everything. He loved Manchester United. He wasn't born in Manchester. He's not a Manc. So when people go, "Oh yeah, you're not one of the lot," no, he came from the northeast. He came to Manchester as a youth player, and he became put in one of the most exciting young teams in history. So yeah, Bobby Charlton, may he rest eternally in peace, an icon of Manchester United and England. Big up to everybody. Love and light. Let's get into it. Bumbaye, you'll find him on here, nowhere else. Jarvis is pronounce it properly, Bumbaye? At
Jarvis at Bole 77. Bole
Yeah.
77.
Yeah.
Bole. Yeah.
Think.
77, so go and check him out on there. And make sure you check him out as well. Man UFC Realist TV. Mick, make sure you follow Mick as well.
Big up
Thanks for the
Mick,
super
man.
chat
Big up Mick.
from Mick as well. Big up from everybody, man. It's what it is. It is what it is. Manchester United won a game. We got bigger fish to fry, man. But I just hope that the club on Tuesday, I'll be going. Hopefully, I'm going to get a lift because I can't cycle anymore. But I hope that club does him justice, and I hope he gets paid. I hope the players, because that's the European Cup. He's known for the European Cup. You know what I mean? So I hope they come and step out and put on a show for him. I really hope that. I hope the club from they come out for him, and I hope that people understand and know these Glazers needs to go and fuck off, man. They need to fucking leave this football club.
Bro, they
And
just
for
don't have
good,
anything that
because-
represents this club. They just don't. It's a bad fit. They'll stick
Listen,
out like a sore thumb, man. Just get off.
Honestly, I'm not lying to you. More than ever, they're not wanted. We're mourning an icon. Fuck off, Glazers. Fuck off. Simple. Peace, love, light, win, lose, draw, Glazers out. But make sure you give Tom a follow as well. Tom Journalist 1 on Twitter. Thank you so much, Tom. Our hearts and minds are with you and your family and everybody, bro. And our hearts and minds are always with the Palestinian people and anybody else in this world who's suffering, and the victims of all violence and crime and hate crime and racism. We just want this place, the world, to get on, man. That's all everybody's asking for. That's the only thing everybody's asking for. But big up. Glazers are, this is it. Yeah, this is the facts. So, yeah, man. Big up Jarvis, big up Bombay, big up Tom. Your Therapy Army, please smash the like on the video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 10K. And yeah, if you don't want to talk about the most humane and compassionate things, we never run away from any subject on this channel. We discuss them, especially when it comes to humanity and seeing the humanity in each other. This is what everybody's here for. So big up Stephanie Griffin, big up Khalees Ramadeen Lassie, big up Sheikh Ariane, and big up to every single one of you in the chat tonight. And every United fan, we are united in the grief. We grieve for the loss of our icon, Bobby Charlton. Absolute legend. Absolute icon. Not legend, an icon. Iconic figure in Manchester United. And that's why icons never die. They never die because they're always with us. So in the stadium, there will always be Sir Bobby Charlton stand. He would always be there. He would always be there. So he's with us forever. But listen, Sir Matt Busby's always with us. Bobby Charlton's always with us. These legends are always with us. So love and light, peace, take care of yourselves, win, lose, draw, Glazers out, bankers out, R.I.P. May he rest eternally in peace, the great icon that is Bobby Charlton. Peace, love and light. Take care, people. Good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night.